Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing DIY braided wig tutorial. So for this tutorial, I'll be using this fabric for making the band. It's a stretchy fabric. You can use any kind of fabric you have, but for this one, I'm using a stretchy fabric because this is what I have. So next I'll be using my tape rule to measure the circumference of my head. So I got 22 inches as the circumference of my head, but I'm going to be reducing to 19 inches because I'm using a stretchy fabric. But if you're using a normal fabric that is not stretchy, you can measure the exact circumference of your head. So I'm also going to be adding extra 23 inches because I want extra fabric to be able to wrap the band around my head. So you're going to see the reason why I'm doing this later on. So next I'm going to cut out the 42 inches length that I measured. This is going to serve as the length of the band. So on the other side of the fabric, I'm going to be measuring 4 inches. So I later on realized that this wasn't a good idea, that 4 inches was too short because I wanted this to serve as the width of the band. So I noticed that the band was not as wide as I would have wanted it to be because I used 4 inches. So you can use 6 inches or 18 inches for this. So this is what it looks like after cutting, and I wasn't really good with the cutting, so it wasn't straight, but you can use something to mark out the part you want to cut out so you can get a straight cut. So next I'm going to bend over the 4 inches side. So this was where I realized that the 4 inches length was too short, hence I'm advising you guys to either use 8 inches or 6 inches if you want it to be wider. So I'm just basically using my office pin to pin both ends together so I can sew, and you want to ensure you're working on a straight line. So next up, I'm just preparing my sewing thread so I can start sewing. after sewing, I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric, and you want to be very careful so you don't cut your sewing and you have to start again. So I'm done trimming the ends, and I'm just going to turn the fabric over so I have the other part that is neat. So next, I'm going to fold the band into 2 equal parts just so I get the midpoint. Then I'm also going to divide the 19 inches that I'm using as the circumference of my head into 2, making it 9.5. So I'm going to measure 9.5 from the midpoint of the hairband. So this is just basically to help me know where to fix the braids, so I know where to start, you know, adding the braids and where to stop adding the braids. So I'm just going to take a safety pin to secure the side so I get to know where the 9.5 inches on each side ends. So the braids are going to be in between the 2 pins on each side. So next up, I'm going to prepare my braids, and to do this, first I'm just basically wrapping my sewing thread around my chair. You can use anything around the house that you can use. So I'm just using my chair and I'm just wrapping the sewing thread around it to get something to braid on. So you can play around with the size and length of the braids. It all depends on how you want it to come out. So you can, you know, divide your braiding hair into longer or shorter lengths depending on how long you want it to be, and the amount of braiding hair you'll be using also depends on how thick or how thin you want the braids to be. So I'm done preparing my braids and I'm just going to start sewing them on the hairband. So I pinned the hairband to the mannequin head so it will be easier for me to sew the braids on. And I started from one side of where the safety pin is and just basically pinned it and started sewing from there till I get to the other side of the safety pin. So while sewing, you want to ensure that you're only picking one side of the band and not the 2 sides. And you want to also ensure that the braids are closely spaced. So guys, I'm done sewing all the braids on the band from the first safety pin to the other safety pin, and this is what's looking like so far. So I'm going to trim and dip it in hot water, and I'm also going to be doing an installation video to show you guys what it looks like on me. So if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. Bye.